Hello, besties. Welcome to Afri Story Hut. If you're new here, please subscribe now so you don't miss the next story. Like this video to support the channel and share it with someone who loves a good story. Also, don't be shy. Comment where you're watching from, your city and country. I read the comments, and I love seeing how far this community reaches. All right, let's jump into today's story. Her name is Amanda Ngozi Nwosu, and on the day her life changed, she was wearing a simple yellow dress and white sneakers. She was walking into Freedom Park in Lagos with a small bag of chips in her hand, smiling to herself like someone who finally felt free. Then a shadow moved behind her. Before Amanda could turn, a hand grabbed her shoulder, hard, angry, familiar. She heard a voice she had prayed never to hear again. "So you think you can just move on?" Amanda's heart stopped. She knew that voice. Kelvin, her toxic ex. She tried to pull away, but his grip was tight, like he had been waiting for this moment for a long time. Amanda's bag fell. The chips rolled on the ground. She opened her mouth to scream, but Kelvin was faster. He lifted something small in his other hand, something that looked like a bottle, and then he splashed what was inside on her face. Amanda screamed so loud that birds flew from the trees. Pain hit her like fire. Not the kind of pain you can ignore. Not the kind that goes away. This one made her legs weak. Her world spun. She fell to her knees, shaking, crying, trying to wipe her face, but her hands trembled. People nearby turned. A woman shouted, "Jesus!" Wouldn't be that. A man yelled, "What's going on there?" But Kelvin stepped back, breathing fast, his eyes wild like someone who had lost his mind. He looked at Amanda like she was not a human being, like she was a thing he owned. "If I can't have you," he hissed, "nobody will." Amanda tried to crawl away. Her voice broke as she cried, "Help! Please help me." People started running toward her. Someone screamed for security. Amanda heard footsteps, many footsteps, coming closer. But Kelvin was already moving back, slipping into the crowd like a snake. Amanda lifted her head, tears pouring down, her whole body shaking. Then she saw something that made her chest tighten even more. Across the park entrance, a black Land Cruiser had just stopped. A tall man rushed out, his face filled with fear. He shouted her name like his heart was tearing. Amanda, it was Dami Adebayo, the billionaire CEO she had started dating. The man Kelvin hated. The man Kelvin had been stalking her for. Dami pushed through people, his suit jacket flying behind him, his phone already in his hand. He reached Amanda, dropped his knees, and held her carefully, like she was the most precious thing in the world. Amanda tried to speak. Her voice came out like a whisper. "He did it!" Dami's eyes turned red with anger. He looked up sharply, scanning faces, searching. Amanda followed his gaze. And for one fast second, just one, she saw Kelvin again, far away near the gate. Kelvin wasn't running. He was staring back at her. And he was smiling. Then Kelvin lifted his phone, like he was taking a picture, like he was recording her pain. Amanda's stomach turned. Her head felt heavy. The world started fading. Her ears rang. All she could hear was Dami's voice shouting into his phone. "Police? Please, I need police now. Freedom Park, now. My girlfriend, someone attacked her." Amanda tried to stay awake, but everything went dark. When Amanda opened her eyes again, the world was quieter. The air smelled like medicine. Bright, white light stared down at her. She was lying on a hospital bed, covered with a clean sheet. Machines beeped softly beside her. Her throat felt dry. Her whole body felt tired, like she had run a long race. She turned her head slowly and saw someone sleeping on a chair beside her bed. A man, tall, broad shoulders. His suit was wrinkled now, like he'd been sitting there for hours without moving. His tie was loose. His head leaned forward, resting on his hand. Even while sleeping, his face looked worried. "Dami." Amanda blinked slowly. She remembered the park, the bottle, the pain, Kelvin's voice. Her heart beat faster. She tried to sit up, but her body said no. A nurse rushed in immediately. The nurse was a middle-aged Nigerian woman with kind eyes and a calm voice. Her name tag read, Nurse Ifeoma. "Easy, my dear," Nurse Ifeoma said gently. "Don't rush. You're safe." Amanda tried to speak. Her voice came out rough. "My face." Nurse Ifeoma didn't flinch. She didn't act scared. She didn't look away. She looked Amanda straight in the eyes with respect. "You have wounds," she said softly, choosing her words carefully. "But you are alive, and you are in good hands." Amanda's eyes filled with tears, not just because of what happened, but because Nurse Ifeoma didn't treat her like she was broken. Amanda whispered, "Kelvin?" Nurse Ifeoma nodded slowly. "I heard. The police are involved." At the word police, Dami jerked awake like someone had slapped him with fear. He stood up quickly, moving to Amanda's bedside. His eyes searched her face like he was checking if she was real. "Amanda," he said, voice shaking. Thank God you're awake." Amanda tried to smile, but her lips trembled. Dami reached for her hand carefully. He held it like he was holding something fragile. "I'm here," he said. "I'm not going anywhere." Amanda stared at him. A thought hit her like thunder. What if he looks at me now and changes his mind? Because people can say, "I love you," when everything is fine. But when something bad happens, some people run. Amanda swallowed hard. "Dami," she whispered. Dami leaned closer. "Don't talk too much," he said quickly. "Just breathe. You're safe." Amanda studied his face. She expected pity. She expected shock. She expected disgust. But she saw something else. Anger, yes. Pain, yes. But also love. Real love. The kind that stays. Dami's jaw tightened. "Amanda," he said, voice low. "I'm so sorry. I should have been there earlier. I should have." Amanda squeezed his hand weakly. "It's not your fault," she whispered. Dami shook his head. "Kelvin has been watching you. Watching us. He planned this." Amanda's eyes widened. How'd he find me?" Dami's face turned darker. "Because he's obsessed. Because he thinks you're his property." Dami paused and added, "And because he's been stalking your socials." Amanda's chest tightened. She remembered all those times she had felt eyes on her when she walked home from work. All those times she had opened Instagram and seen a strange account viewing her story. Accounts with no pictures, no posts, just watching. Amanda whispered, "I knew it. I knew he wasn't gone." Dami nodded once. "Amanda, listen to me. You did nothing wrong. You didn't deserve this." Those words hit her deeply, because for a long time, Amanda had been trained to blame herself for everything. That training started long before Dami. It started with Kelvin. Before we continue, tell me again, where are you watching from, and have you hit the subscribe button? If not, do so now, so that we can grow our community. 1 year earlier, Amanda used to be the kind of woman people noticed the moment she entered a room. Not because she made noise, but because she carried herself with quiet confidence. She was beautiful, yes, but her greatest beauty was her heart. Amanda was the type to help someone pick up dropped items on the road. The type to send small money to her younger cousin for school books. The type to greet security guards with respect. That was who she was. That was why Kelvin targeted her. Kelvin was handsome in a loud way. He dressed like he had money, even when he didn't. He liked to talk big. He liked people to fear him. When he first met Amanda, he acted sweet. He bought her shawarma. He called her my queen. He said he wanted to marry her. He said, "I will take care of you." At first, Amanda felt special. But slowly, Kelvin's sweetness turned into control. He started with small rules. "Don't wear that skirt." "Why are you laughing with that guy?" "Give me your phone, let me see something." Amanda would try to explain. Kelvin would shout. Then he would apologize and buy her small gifts. And Amanda would forgive, because she was kind, and because she thought love meant patience. But Kelvin went further. He didn't have a stable job. Sometimes he did small hustles. Sometimes he borrowed money, but he still acted like a king. and he wanted Amanda to act like a servant. One day, Amanda told him she wanted to apply for a job, a good corporate job. Her eyes were bright when she said it, but Kelvin's face turned hard. Work, Kelvin scoffed. For what? Women belong in the kitchen. I don't want my woman doing office rubbish. Amanda blinked. Kelvin, we need. He cut her off. I said no. Amanda tried again later. Kelvin slammed the table. If you go and start working, you will start looking down on me, he shouted. You will start thinking you're better than me. Amanda's hands shook. That was the day she realized something scary. Kelvin didn't love her. He loved controlling her. He loved owning her. He loved the idea of her, but not her dreams, not her future, not her happiness. Amanda started pulling away little by little. But leaving a toxic man is not easy, because toxic people don't just let go. They tighten their grip. They threaten. They beg. They cry. They lie. They promise. And then they become worse. Amanda might have stayed longer, if not for Bisi Akinola, her best friend since university. Bisi was the type of friend who tells you the truth even when it hurts. One evening, Bisi came to Amanda's house and found her sitting quietly with tired eyes. Bisi sat beside her and asked softly, Amanda, are you happy? Amanda tried to smile, but it didn't work. Bisi nodded like she already knew. You're not, Bisi said, and you know it. Amanda's eyes filled with tears. I don't know how to leave, she whispered. He would not allow it. Bisi held her hands firmly. Listen to me, Bisi said. Love is not fear. Love is not control. Love is not you shrinking to make a man feel big. Amanda sniffed. Bisi continued. You are not weak. You are just tired, and tired people need help. That night, Bisi called Amanda's family. Amanda's mother, Mama Ngozi, cried on the phone. Her father, Papa Ngozi, spoke with a voice like iron. My daughter will not die in any man's hands. They helped Amanda plan quietly. No drama, no shouting, just a careful exit. One Saturday morning, Amanda packed her things while Kelvin was away. Bisi came with her brother to help move boxes fast. Amanda's hands trembled, but she kept going, because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing the hard thing while you're still afraid. When Kelvin came back and found the house partly empty, he lost his mind. He called Amanda again and again. He sent voice notes. He begged. Then he insulted. Then he threatened. Amanda blocked him. But Kelvin didn't stop. He created new numbers, new accounts. He watched her. He waited. He refused to accept that he had lost control. Back in the hospital, Amanda's breathing grew fast as the memories returned. Dami noticed. He touched her hand gently. Amanda, it's okay. You're here now. I've got you. Amanda swallowed hard. Dami, she whispered, you saw my face today? Dami's eyes softened. Amanda, he said slowly, look at me. She forced her eyes up. He continued, your face is not what made me love you. It's your heart, the way you treat people, the way you care, the way you don't act proud even when you have reasons to. Amanda's tears fell freely now. Dami wiped one tear with his thumb, careful not to hurt her. Kelvin wanted to destroy your beauty, Dami said, voice firm. But he can't destroy who you are. Nurse Ifeoma nodded like she agreed. Kindness is strong, the nurse said softly. Some people don't understand that. Amanda closed her eyes and let those words sink in, because in that moment, Amanda didn't just need medicine. She needed hope. She needed to believe she could still be loved, still be seen, still be valued. Dami's phone buzzed suddenly. Once, twice, 3 times. He looked at the screen, and his face changed. The calm love on his face disappeared. Something else replaced it. Fear, urgency, anger. He stood up quickly and stepped away from the bed to answer. He lowered his voice, but Amanda could still hear parts. Yes, I understand. What do you mean he booked it already? No, don't lose him. I'm at the hospital. Dami's eyes flashed toward Amanda, then away again. What? He snapped. Here? In this hospital. Amanda's heart jumped. Nurse Ifeoma stiffened. Dami's voice turned cold. Lock down the entrance. Call the police team now. He ended the call. Amanda stared at him, trembling. Dami, what is it? Dami walked back to her bedside, but he didn't sit this time. He looked like someone ready to fight. Amanda, he said, voice tight. Kelvin is trying to run out of the country. Amanda's chest tightened. Run. Dami nodded once. Then he added the part that turned Amanda's blood cold. But that's not even the worst. Amanda swallowed. What is the worst? Dami leaned closer, his eyes intense. The police just told me, he paused, like the words tasted bitter, that Kelvin's last location pinged inside this hospital 10 minutes ago. Amanda froze. Her eyes widened. Her body went cold under the hospital sheet. Nurse Ifeoma backed toward the door slowly, like she suddenly didn't trust the hallway. Amanda's voice cracked into a whisper. Inside this hospital? Dami nodded, jaw tight. Then Amanda heard it. Footsteps outside her room. Fast. Heavy. Not one person. Many. Voices rose in the hallway. A sharp shout. Stop that man. Amanda's heart slammed in her chest. Dami moved instantly, stepping in front of Amanda's bed like a shield. Nurse Ifeoma grabbed the door handle and tried to close it, but the door suddenly pushed inward from the outside. Hard, like someone was forcing their way in. Amanda opened her mouth to scream, and the door flew open. The door flew open. Nurse Ifeoma gasped and stepped back. Dami moved in front of Amanda's bed like a wall. Amanda's heart was beating so fast she could feel it in her throat. For 1 second, she thought it was Kelvin. For 1 second, fear held her like chains. But it wasn't Kelvin who entered the room. It was security. 2 men in Navy uniforms, followed by a police officer with a serious face. The officer raised his hand quickly. Everybody calm down, he shouted. More footsteps thundered in the hallway. People were shouting outside. Someone screamed, Naim! Naim! Amanda grabbed the bedsheet tight. Her fingers were shaking. The police officer turned to Dami. Sir, we need you to come out small, the officer said. This is not safe. Dami didn't move. He looked at Amanda first. His eyes were full of fire and worry. Amanda, I'm here, he said softly. I will not leave you. Nurse Ifeoma swallowed and pointed at the door. There's a commotion outside, she said. Please, let the police do their work. The officer stepped closer, careful. My name is Inspector Sani Musa, he said, speaking clearly like someone trained to stay calm. We got a tip that the suspect entered this hospital trying to find Miss Amanda. Amanda's throat went dry. Suspect, she whispered. Inspector Sani nodded once. Yes, madam, he said gently. Kelvin Okoro. At the mention of Kelvin's name, Amanda's skin felt cold. It was not just fear. It was a memory of control. The memory of insults. The memory of someone who loved hurting her confidence. Dami's jaw tightened. Where is he? Dami asked. Inspector Sani looked toward the hallway. We caught someone who matches his description near the back stairwell, he said. He tried to blend in with visitors. Amanda's eyes widened. So, he is here, she whispered. Nurse Ifeoma shook her head slowly, angry. Some people have no shame, she muttered. Amanda heard a shout from outside again. A man yelled, Hold him well. No, let him run. Then another voice screamed, You think say you fit to anyhow and escape? Amanda flinched at the noise. Dami leaned closer to her bed and spoke softly. Amanda, don't look, he said. Just breathe. But Amanda did look, because part of healing is facing what tried to break you. Inspector Sani stepped aside and opened the door wider. Amanda could see the hallway now. And there he was, Kelvin Okoro. 2 officers held him by the arms. He looked rough, sweaty, and angry. His eyes were moving around fast, like a rat looking for a hole. Not the confident Kelvin she once knew. Not the Kelvin who used to shout, Women belong in the kitchen. This Kelvin looked scared. But even while scared, he still tried to act proud. He turned his head and saw Amanda in the bed. For a second, his face changed. Not to regret, not to sorrow, but to hatred. He tried to move toward her. The officers pulled him back. Kelvin started shouting. "Amandea," he yelled. "Now because of this you're a rich man, ABI." Dami's body tensed, ready to rush him. Inspector Sani raised his hand quickly. "Hold on," he ordered. "Nobody should touch anybody." Kelvin kept shouting. "You think say money go save you? You think say you go just walk a comma for my life?" he barked. Amanda's chest rose and fell. Her mind flashed back to all the days Kelvin made her feel small, to all the times he said, "You can't survive without me," to all the times he controlled her phone, her clothes, her dreams. Amanda's voice shook, but she forced the words out. "I survived," she said. Kelvin froze for a second. Amanda kept going, louder now, stronger. "I survived you," she said, "and I will survive this too." Kelvin's eyes widened. It was like he couldn't believe she still had a voice. Like he couldn't believe she was still standing inside, even if her body was tired. He started to laugh, a dry laugh without joy. "You go suffer," he hissed. "No man go want you." Dami stepped forward, calm but deadly serious. "I want her," Dami said. The hallway went quiet. Even Kelvin stopped. Dami's voice was not loud, but it carried power. "I want her when she smiles," he said. "I want her when she cries. I want her when life is sweet. And I want her when life is hard." Kelvin's face twisted. Amanda watched him, and for the first time, she saw something clearly. Kelvin's obsession was not love. It was pride. It was ego. It was the pain of losing control. Inspector Sani nodded to the officers. "Take him away," he ordered. Kelvin started resisting. "Una no fit hold me," he shouted. "I no do anything." But the officers tightened their grip and dragged him down the hallway. Kelvin kept yelling as they pulled him away. His voice faded slowly, until it was gone. And when the hallway finally became quiet again, Amanda released a breath she didn't know she was holding. Nurse Ifeoma closed the door gently. Then she turned to Amanda and touched her shoulder. "You are safe," she said softly. Amanda's eyes filled with tears again, not from fear this time, from relief. Dami sat beside her bed carefully and held her hand. "You did it," he whispered. Amanda blinked. "I did what?" "You face him," Dami said. "You didn't let him steal your voice." Amanda looked away. The truth was, she still felt weak. She still felt scared inside. But she also felt something new. Freedom. Real freedom. The next few days were quieter. Amanda stayed in the hospital. Doctors checked on her and spoke with gentle voices. One of them was Dr. Amina Ease, a young Nigerian doctor with kind eyes and steady hands. Dr. Amina always explained things in simple words. "Amanda," she would say, "healing takes time, but we will take it step by step." Bisi came every day. Bisi Akinola, Amanda's best friend, always entered the room like a storm of love. She would carry fruits, snacks, and sometimes a small book to read out loud. The first day Bisi saw Amanda awake and talking, she burst into tears. "Aha, my sister," Bisi cried, holding Amanda's hand tight. "You no go die. You hear me? You no go die." Amanda smiled weakly. "Bisi, you're squeezing my hand," she joked. Bisi wiped her tears and laughed through pain. "Sorry," she said, "but I swear if I see Kelvin again." Dami cleared his throat. Bisi paused and pointed at him. "And you, Mr. Billionaire CEO," she said, "if you ever break her heart, I will personally scatter your head." Dami raised his hands like surrender. "I accept," he said. "I deserve it." Even Nurse Ifeoma laughed that day. Small laughter. Soft moments. Those were the low, calm moments Amanda needed. Because life cannot be only storms. Sometimes healing comes through small kindness. A warm meal. A friend's voice. A nurse who doesn't treat you like a problem. A man who stays. Amanda's parents came too. Her mother, Mama Ngozi, held her and cried quietly. "My daughter," Mama Ngozi whispered, "I'm sorry you suffered." Amanda wanted to tell her mother something important. So she did. "It's not your fault, Mama," Amanda said. "You raised me well." Kelvin he chose to be wicked. Papa Ngozi, Amanda's father, stood by the bed like a quiet soldier. He didn't talk much, but he held Amanda's hand and said one sentence that stayed inside her forever. "You are still my beautiful daughter," he said. That night, Amanda cried into her pillow. But she wasn't crying because she felt ugly. She was crying because love was surrounding her. And she realized something. Kelvin tried to isolate her for years. But now she had people. Real people. Good people. And good people can save you, not by magic, but by support. Inspector Sani returned to the hospital on the third day with an update. He stood at the foot of Amanda's bed and spoke with respect. Amanda, he said, "We have Kelvin in custody." He tried to deny it, but we have witnesses from a park. Amanda swallowed. "What about the flight?" she asked. Inspector Sani nodded. "He booked a flight out of Nigeria," he said. "We found the ticket details. He planned to disappear." Dami's eyes hardened. "So he planned it," he said. Inspector Sani nodded again. "Yes," he said, "and we also recovered his phone. We saw strange things. Fake accounts, saved photos, and messages. He has been stalking you." Amanda felt sick. Not surprised, but sick, because being watched without your consent is a kind of prison. Inspector Sani continued. "We will take him to court," he said, "and we will push for justice." Amanda nodded slowly, but inside her, another fear rose. "What if he gets out?" she whispered. Dami squeezed her hand. "He won't," Dami said. "Not this time." Bisi stepped forward. "Amanda, we day you're back," she said. "Even if the whole world turns, we no go leave you." Amanda looked at her friend. Her voice broke. "Thank you," she whispered. A week later, Amanda was discharged from the hospital. She wore a headscarf and a simple long dress. She moved slowly, but she moved. That alone was victory. Outside the hospital gate, reporters were waiting. Cameras, phones, people shouting questions. Amanda, who did this to you? Is it true you're dating a billionaire? Are you going to sue? Amanda froze. She didn't expect that. Dami stepped forward and raised his hand. "No questions," he said firmly. "Please respect her." But Amanda surprised everyone. She lifted her hand gently. "It's okay," she said to Dami. Then she faced the cameras. Her voice was calm, even though her heart was shaking. "My name is Amanda Nwosu," she said. "I am a Nigerian woman. I was attacked by someone I trusted before." The reporters went quiet. Amanda continued. "I will not hide in shame," she said, "because I did nothing wrong." She paused, breathing. "And to any woman listening," she added, "if someone controls you, insults you, or makes you fear love, that is not love. Please tell someone. Please get help." She looked into the camera, eyes steady. "Be kind to people," she said, "because you don't know what battles they are fighting." Then she stepped back. Dami quickly guided her into the car. Inside the car, Amanda's hands started shaking again. Bisi sat in front and turned around. "Amanda, you're strong," Bisi said. Amanda shook her head. "I'm scared," she admitted. Dami held her hand tighter. "Being strong doesn't mean you don't feel fear," he said. "It means you keep moving anyway." Amanda leaned her head back, and for the first time since the park, she believed she could still have a future. Months passed. Amanda went for counseling. She focused on her job again. Slowly, she avoided social media at first. But with time, she returned, carefully. Dami didn't rush her. He didn't pressure her. He simply stayed. And that alone became a kind of healing. Then the day came. Court day. Amanda wore a black suit and a simple scarf. Bisi held her hand outside the courtroom. Mama Ngozi prayed quietly under her breath. Papa Ngozi stood straight. Dami walked beside Amanda, like a shield again. Inside the courtroom, Kelvin was brought in, handcuffed. His eyes still had that stubborn anger. He looked around like he was searching for sympathy. But the room was cold toward him, because when people finally see the truth, lies become useless. Kelvin's lawyer spoke. Kelvin tried to act innocent. He tried to blame Amanda. He said she provoked him. He said she disrespected him. He said she humiliated him by leaving. Amanda listened quietly. Her chest hurt, but she didn't break, because she had learned something important. A toxic person will always try to rewrite the story. But truth doesn't fear lies. When it was Amanda's turn to speak, she stood up. Her legs trembled, but she stood. "My name is Amanda Nwosu," she said again, clearly, and she told the court everything. How Kelvin controlled her, how he stopped her from working, how he said women belonged in the kitchen, how she left with help from family, how he stalked her, how he attacked her when he saw she moved on. She didn't use big grammar. She used simple words. Because pain does not need fancy English to be real. At the end, she looked at Kelvin directly. "Kelvin," she said, "you wanted to ruin me." Kelvin stared back. Amanda continued, "But you didn't ruin my heart." She turned to the judge. "I want justice," she said, "not because I hate him, but because what he did is wrong." The courtroom was silent. Even Kelvin looked shaken for a second. Then the judge spoke. The judge's name was Justice Helen Adebayo, a firm woman with a voice like iron and eyes that missed nothing. "This court has heard enough," Justice Adebayo said. She listed the evidence, the witnesses, the flight attempt, the stalking, the planning. The judge's voice was calm but strong. And then she gave her judgment. Kelvin was found guilty. The sentence was heavy, serious, final. Kelvin shouted and struggled, but officers held him down. He screamed Amanda's name one last time, but Amanda did not answer, because she had finally stopped feeding the monster with her fear. As Kelvin was dragged away, Amanda felt her knees weak. Bisi held her. Mama Ngozi cried. Papa Ngozi closed his eyes like a man thanking God. Dami wrapped his arms around Amanda. "It's over," he whispered. Amanda breathed out. It felt like she had been holding her breath for years. A year later, Amanda stood on a stage in Lagos, not as a victim, as a voice. Behind her was a banner that read, "The Amanda Nwosu Foundation, supporting survivors, teaching kindness, promoting safe love." The hall was full. Women, men, young people, even some policemen, even nurses, even doctors. Nurse Ifeoma was there too, smiling proudly. Dr. Mina sat beside her. Bisi sat in the front row, crying again like usual. Dami sat beside Bisi, looking like a man who would fight the whole world if needed. Amanda held the microphone. She took a deep breath. "My story is painful," she said, "but I am not here to spread hate." She paused and looked around. "I am here to remind you," she said, "that kindness is powerful. If you see someone being controlled, speak up. If you see someone shrinking in a relationship, check on them. Love should not feel like prison." She smiled gently. "And to anyone who thinks scars mean the end," she said, "please hear me. Your life can still be beautiful." The hall clapped. Some people stood. Amanda's eyes shined with tears. Not tears of fear, tears of victory. She looked down at her hands. Hands that once trembled under Kelvin's control. Now those hands were building something good. After the event, Dami walked up to her backstage. He held out a small box. Amanda froze. "Dami," she whispered. He smiled. "No pressure," he said quickly. "Just listen." Amanda nodded. Dami opened the box. Inside was a simple ring. Elegant, not loud. "Amanda," he said softly, "you taught me something. You taught me that real beauty is courage. You taught me that love is staying." He swallowed. "I don't want to just date you," he said. "I want to build a life with you, if you will let me." Amanda stared at him. A year ago, she would have doubted love. She would fear that love would run away once life got hard. But now she knew. Real love is patient. Real love is kind. Real love does not control. Amanda smiled. And in that smile, her whole story changed from pain to purpose. "Yes," she whispered. Bisi screamed backstage. "Yes," she shouted. "My sister Dawn catch Billionaire." Everybody laughed. Amanda laughed too. A full laugh. A healing laugh. And as Dami slipped the ring on her finger, Amanda looked up and said one last thing. Not just to him, but to life itself. I am still here. I am still loved. And my future is still bright. The end.